Nature has a funny way of teaching us lessons without being loud about it. Subtle ways, from the thickening air to the poisoned rains and vanishing fish. So much can change from our collective actions, yet the river still flows one way in the end. You go with the flow, everything becomes easy. Trade-off being, you ain't really in any kind of control. People try their entire lives to trick themselves into thinking otherwise. Yet the river itself is strong, wide, fast, and destructive. Merciless at times. Little movements here and there are the most control we really have over anything. Splashing around, none the wiser, till it's all too late, and we go tumbling over the edge together. Even the common criminals around here make it big. Especially if they're toting a solid skill set and know how to hold an edge over the competition. The big guys and corps have the jobs, and the little guys slink along, picking up scraps till they can be worth the proper steak cuts. Some of us are a little past that, but only a little. Still working for the corps in the end, even if it's freelance. Far higher risk, far higher reward. Business this side of the dime eventually becomes more about taking the right jobs rather than simply staying alive. Sometimes we'll see the rush coming, apply enough pressure and plant our feet, hoping to stand against the current. Just a matter of time before the endless flow of the water returns us to the stream. We know it. We still fight for control all the same. No matter how many signs we receive, and in any number of ways, the river never changes. Housing this far off the beaten path is just math. The area was by no means nice, just less in the spotlight. Though, that meant a little noise now and then. The slingings, beatings, and territory plays were daily. Typical even. They'd get especially loud from time to time, even lethal. That was just how it went. Another spoke on the city's wheels, doing what it'd do naturally in New Houston. Round and round. Damn. Looks like I'll have to go around again. You know, the skies are always shaded with a cloud cover out here. Locals tend to agree it's some omen about the future. God's ironically clear-cut response to the actions of our fellow man. Omens and the wrath of God are just coping explanations to simple matters. The sky's fogged because we're all swimming in the modern American dream out here. Nothing puzzling about it at all. It's just nature. The walk home that night wasn't special either. Down the same old decrepit streets, towards that cheap heap I call home. Of course, I could have planted my feet anywhere in the city, even in the high-rises next door to the CEOs with the gold-plated floors. What kind of asshole walks on gold? Anyway, I preferred somewhere closer to home. The stains I represent in my line of work shouldn't be slumming it with the men who never get their hands dirty. Abide near the people drawing eyes. You draw eyes. That said, the corpos hardly set foot out here, let alone leave a watchful eye to take notes. There's never anything to note. Anything, other than the typical, was a unicorn of a day. And if I knew how special the day was, I might have dressed differently for my last errands, given how long my unicorn of a day was about to become.
I am the one who knows where the seeds are.
Next time I see a singer.
That's an awful lot of gunfire for a drug bust, but just about right for a gang war. The worst part of any night is when your last few minutes walking home turn into an ordeal. This would be the third war this year. Hopefully the bangers don't make too much of a mess. Ugh, messy. I think I recognized her. Lizzie Kowalski. Such a strange woman. She took a never-retreat method to everything she did. Made her a good gangbanger. A decent leader. Can't say I approved of the reckless methods, but I suppose this was the best ending she could hope for. Decent view on the way down. Could always play a few games to pass the time till the gunfire stops. Was never good at Jam 8. 7, however. Now that is far too... Now how the hell did these slingers get their hands on one of these? Didn't have a weapon on him. The gunfire still popping off above likely means this poor guy just has terrible luck. Huh. The Kings locked the building down already. Empty. Our local gang left weapons around wherever, even without the current commotion. Flashbangs? That's a little fancy for these guys. The enforcers. Shit. I'd planned to ask them about this mess. Should figure out what happened here. Looks like someone had a shotgun. tight groupings. Looks pretty precise. Pagano? No. Whoever did this was sure to toss their guns. But you'd only need to do that if you actually had a couple of questions first. This was overkill. An execution through and through. Didn't stand a chance. Interesting. This event seems more like an interrogation than a hit. You'd need dozens of bangers to push the fight above, so that rules out a smaller gang. Then there's the Paolo family, but they don't stretch this far, and they're on neutral terms with the Kings. This massacre doesn't make sense. Definitely need to check with Al. Maurice Pagano. I was never particularly pleased with another accountant moving into my little haven, but over time, the guy proved neutral and useful. We only ran a couple of hunts, to be fair, but I trusted him well enough to parse a little more about the situation for me. He always kept a particularly watchful eye, especially on gang activity. Stayed on the first floor, near a main exit. I preferred a little more distance from the beaten path, where he saw an exit on the ground floor. I saw a lack of options. Here we are. Pagano, you around?
Eli, still alive, eh? Fantastic.
Yeah, I just got in. You know, to all this noise.
Yeah, sounds like a bit of a mess. Little more than a gang war, to be honest.
Yeah, my thoughts exactly. Any whistles?
None. They passed by my room. They're blocking both stairwells. Otherwise, this floor is untouched.
Think they want you to stay out of it?
That's what's strange. Neither of us bother the gangs, right?
On neutral terms with them. I did see our neighborhood queen go over the edge on my way up, though.
She had this whole place in her pocket. That's a pretty big move. Fences must be to make sure our new tenants keep the advantage.
Rags couldn't afford those fences. Might be stolen.
Mila, my gut tells me you need to be careful. You at least know it's not a blacklisting, obviously.
Yeah, I was wondering. If it is for me, it's in-house.
Right. A red listing. What company would, though?
I'd have to think about that. Haven't pissed any of them off lately, as far as I know.
Orale, you could, walk away. Recon a bit, just in case.
Unfortunately not. Got some sensitive whispers stashed up there. Plus the gear.
Right, that fancy armor of yours. I assume you remember where my main stash is? Hit it. Take anything you need.
Understood. Best you lay low for now.
Esperes, if this is worst case, they might have intel on my main. But I have a second one hidden in the elevator shaft on this side of the building. Should be able to get to the maintenance room from downstairs and access it.
Around the fence? They wasted their Akron.
Or stole it for nothing.
You really think they shopped your stash?
I wouldn't put it past them. If it's just a war, they could use the firepower. Traditions and consequences be damned.
Poor decision-making under duress. Fair enough. I guess it's time to find out.
Good hunting. Anything else comes up, I'll line ya.
Appreciated. Alright. First, the stash. Ah, shit. Maybe I can slip these guys.
Sweep the zone.
Touching an accountant's stash wasn't illegal per se. More so just tradition, seeped in blood. Some of us reacted harshly to our precious belongings being tampered with, and the rest of us didn't nip that in the bud, so it became taboo. Funny how that works. There it is. Not much ammo. And that's... the hell? Payne. I had absolutely no idea why Payne's men would be here. Were they responding to the gang war? Or near an asset? That didn't make sense. The company had zero interest in this location, as far as I was aware. And they wouldn't be happy some banger caught one of theirs with a lucky round to the throat. Best I listen in, before anything gets too complicated.
Update status, Bravo. Yeah, we're still cleaning up floor 3. No changes to report.
All right. Make sure to check the center as well. Rats might be crawling in the balconies down there. Roger. We'll go have a look.
too happy about offing Payne's ops. But they know the job's ruthless.
Sector's clear over here. I don't see anything. Push left, move! Eyes on moving left! Encircle the target. The intruder.
People got lost in this maze enough as it was. Part of what I liked about the place. Not only was it far off, you managed to work your way in the door. You just hit hallway after hallway. Place was built for numbers, not for quality of life. fuck is this? Why? Clean skin and tags? They didn't care who was a civvy and who was actually shooting back at him. These shitbags just wiped them all out. Long enough. I owned both apartments in that corner. Left the latter a little unrenovated and empty looking. Didn't even take that long to set up. Acre 12 refers to the chemical compounds that generate the sudden burst of energy for the nitro capsule solution. Normally, it's extremely volatile. I don't know what they did to make these civvy versions more tame than the military ones. Adrena. Someone glanced over my desk without knowing better. They'd think I use this stuff to get slowed down and drowsy, like any other civvy. Huh. The irony. Yeah, a suit locker could have been a bit more secure, maybe. Definitely got to look into improving that. Motherfucker.
Hey, there's a few of you on response on the target's floor. All squads check in. Respond immediately. Exterior, all quiet. Charlie here. We're halfway through the doubling back. No action here. Floor 6 still has some resistance. No sign of Talon.
And there it was. Total confirmation. Betrayal of some sort. I couldn't be sure. If a red list on me came across Charles' desk, I'd like to think he'd at least contact me before stamping it. God damn it. That's a landmine scenario. No time to consider that. Need to get some distance first. The lead didn't notice Bravo didn't check in. 'Cause they're dead. More incompetence. Buys me a little breathing room. Payne was an organized company when it came to hits. One of the reasons I enjoyed working jobs from them. They did the legwork of pre-planning. Made my life a lot easier. Controlled risks. But this seemed more like a rush job.
Bravo, check in.
Sir, my men are beginning to think Bravo might be entirely wiped out.
The Queen's scum must be sneaking around. Go clear out the third.
What if it's Talon down there?
Without that suit? Your fears are asinine, squatty. Go send the scum to their queen. Clean it up.
Engaging the boss and kings on floor 5.
There's a shit ton of them here.
Getting heavy resistance on block 5 and 6. These fuckers are all over the place. Getting heavy resistance on block 5 and 6. These fuckers are all over the place.
I got sustaining damage.
more of these fuckers on the rooftop!
So, seems he's already gotten off the building. We already have the streets covered. Every angle. He's not down there. From a rat to a rabbit. Check the surrounding buildings. I bet he's on some pre-planned escape route. Probably got several of them. These accountants are slippery fuckers. So, and get a ship to pick me up at Squad A. We'll head him off. Time to get ahead of this. Talon. You didn't drop the cons, did you? You're still skulking around, right?
You're persistent.
How's about you just pass me along a ping and we can wrap this up?
Check with Lizzie. She can help you out.
The Queen? She's,
Yeah, I noticed.
Huh. So, you arrived home late.
Catching up, I hear.
Oh, I most definitely fucking will.
We'll see.
Boys, I have a little update for you. The rabbit's hopping his way through the scrap heaps in this here slum. Bigger cut to the lucky shooter. Fuck it. Talon, how's about you let us know which roof you're on? We'll grab a bite from a vendie and you can have as many rounds as you want.
I see. There. That's our guy.
Talon, I hope you don't feel like we're doing too much for you out there. I mean, I just got a job to do, you know? You ain't special.
Mm-hmm.
Sound a bit full of yourself. How's about we make a bet, Rabbit? I catch you, you die. Sounds pretty fun, huh?
And otherwise?
You don't have to worry about otherwise. fuck are you, Rabbit?
You just said you wanted to chase.
Yeah, change of plans. Found your little stash out on the streets.
Oh, damn you.
Play cool all you want, Jack. You sound confident. But we both know you've been looking here. Sifting through cracks. I mean, your tech's gone. Just walk into the fire already.
Definitely took balls to mock an accountant in the middle of losing half his men. I could respect his gumption. A little.
Listen, Sting. We'll make it quick, I promise. Give me a pickup now! The snake has slithered his way to us, men! Keep a sharp eye. His little escape ends here.
Oh, I hear the fear of a lost paycheck. Stressful, huh?
No. This is just a cleanup. First the Queen, then next on the list is you. Long fall with a sudden stop.
How ironic. Another messy method. Seems even your threats are incompetent.
You cunt. shit this hard to put down one man! He ain't even in armor! Come on!
Fucker just killed one of our guys! Somebody get behind us! I got him. Where are you at? Keep looking around. He can't be far. Over here!
God damn it, would someone ventilate this prank?
Shit. Gonna have to jump again.
Did you idiots let him slip? You slag-ridden shitbag! Talon! Don't you run from me!
Round and round. There was something haunting about being caught up in the spin of the wheel. Normally, we accountants were the arbiters of every rotation. It was rare a corporation decided to carve out a portion of the rim, let alone one as ingrained as myself. The river was a refreshing reminder that my faux invincibility was only seconds from being snatched away at any time. The connections I held and lived by were as fragile as any other pocket in the river. As fragile as any other contract. I was burying the notion of Payne's betrayal. But it could have always been something else. Someone else. A ploy. A scheme. The answers on who kicked off my red listing would have to wait a little while. Transience was a terrible position to hold, even with my suit as an advantage. If a company as large as Payne was on my back, the best course of action was either bouncing states for a brand new life, or heading to the heart of the matter. I had an idea where they'd sent the gear. Payne's operations were a common memory for me. Whether pulling the wool over my eyes just long enough to manage a counter hunt, or aiming for the top, I'd need my gear. My suit. So that was where I was headed next.